Well, as we head into the midterms, let the hysteria continue. The media has gone on an unabated series of attacks and ridiculous stories, one on top of the other, doing anything they can in conjunction with the Democrat Party to basically flip the House this coming November. And it's all hands on deck. Of course, the Russian investigation continues along unabated. Apparently, Mr. Mueller is coming to the closing down of the entire thing. Two of his top lawyers have left, including his second chair, who would be used in the event of any prosecutions. So far, this has turned up almost nothing other than the fact that it's fairly obvious the FBI and its upper echelons of supervisors were involved with some pretty corrupt shit going on in the previous presidential election. And we've gotten lots of insight into how they went about getting their FISA warrants, not excluding the illegal funneling of money from the DNC through a Washington law firm, given to Fusion GPS, whose founder just took the Fifth Amendment in a private session, and then gave the money to a Russian former British spy who openly despised Donald Trump as a candidate and went allegedly directly to the Kremlin to get information to influence the election, which is what the Mueller investigation is trying to prove on Trump. So far, all we've heard is that it's more likely that the Democrats did that, but that's okay. They can continue. So they've got to come up with something new, and right now we have the impeached Trump lunatics out there. Last couple of weeks ago we had the absurd case of Dr. Blasey Ford, who was thrown in as a human monkey wrench by Dianne Feinstein, who turned her back on her, lied to her, told her name would never be made public, and then it turns out that evidently one of her own staffers, now they're learning, was most likely the person who leaked her name and threw her into the spotlight, making her a laughing stock for much of the nation. Nobody believed her story. Kavanaugh got in. The rest is history. So what do we have next? Well, we can move on to this. This is the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. He was a wanted Saudi dissident journalist working for the Washington Post. He was a resident of the United States, but not a citizen. He was a Saudi national who made the stupid decision, knowing he was wanted by the Saudis, to go to their mission in Turkey to clear up some paperwork regarding a divorce he had so that he could remarry. They were waiting for him. They killed him. They dumped him somewhere. Nobody knows what happened. And now everybody is demanding Trump do something about it, take big sanctions. What are we going to do? Go to war because somebody in a Middle Eastern country got murdered at the behest of a leader of a Middle Eastern country? Really? What are we going to do? We're going to put sanctions on every country in the Middle East? These guys do this shit all the time. It's ridiculous. Last month, the Saudis hit a school bus full of children in Yemen, killing all of them, 60 kids, none over the age of 8 years old. CNN and Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper and Rachel Maddow and everybody, they were outraged for about 12 hours, and they moved on to something else because it wasn't going to help them attack Trump. All right? There wasn't anything you could do about it. And today we have this. This is the new disaster du jour. This is the Honduran migrant caravan who are coming here. These are economic refugees trying to get out of one crappy country, go through another crappy country, and come here to get jobs so they can send money home. It's too bad, but these are people that live in countries that they've created. These are corrupt countries: El Salvador, Nicaragua, Mexico, Honduras. They're all crappy little countries run by tin pot dictators or illegally elected to office, but they want to come here, and I understand that. Everybody likes to make a living. But the United States doesn't have an obligation to take in any more illegal immigrants. We already have 22 million of them, and they amount to about 8% of our entire population is here illegally, taking jobs and sending money home. But for the Democrats and for the liberal media in America, they're going to try to make this out to be another awful example of Donald Trump's hatred of minorities. It's not at all. And now the Mexicans are down there. They're amassing troops on the border to stop them, send them back to where they belong, go home, fix your own damn country. All right? And how does it look in the news? Well, here is CNN's homepage today. I check CNN's homepage every morning to see what their latest outrage is. They got a twofer up here. They've got this. They've got the political box. Mexico is overstopping migrants. Why are they in a political box? They don't want these people either. Historically, they've let them just run through the country as long as they're sure they're coming to the United States to try to get in here. They don't want them. And then why Trump doesn't want to punish Saudi Arabia. I mean, this is sort of like, when did you stop beating your wife? Who says he doesn't want to punish them, but how do you suppose he should punish them? The UN will come out with some sort of condemnation of what happened with this journalist. The Europeans are already withdrawing from financial summits in Saudi Arabia for now. They'll be back next year once this blows over. Newsflash, Middle Eastern countries kill people all the time. They are corrupt, backward nations by and large. All right, name one that isn't. All right, and then we slip over here to Huffington Post, and they've got they've got something here on the murder of the journalist. But the new thing is Trump cheers reporter of assault. The assault on the reporter. This was that congressman out in Montana who was sick of being harassed by a journalist. I guess he smacked him. All right, so what? Trump thought it was great. Most Americans understand it and don't really care. All right, and then we're on to Time Magazine. Turkey tries to track writers' remains. Okay, they're going to keep this alive. Trump praises congressman who body slam reporter. It sounds like if this will get more traction, maybe the story of the dead journalist will go by the boards, and so will the mess regarding the Honduran immigrants. All right. And then over here you have crazy stories like this. Beto O'Rourke. This is the guy running down in Texas against Ted Cruz. And he'd impeach Trump if he was given the chance, okay? This guy is a fruitcake. And take a look at his political campaign and his personal history. The guy has a criminal record. He's pretty much just a bum. He's getting money from everybody that'll give him any, and he's not doing well in the polls. He's down by about 7 or 8 points. He's toast, and everybody knows it at this point. He's also an open border guy, all right? So that's what's going on. So everything you're seeing in the media right now, from Dr. Ford to the Honduran immigrants to any other crisis that'll come along, and there'll be more within a few days, is all done to try to swing the midterm elections to flip the House so that the Democrats can end their little temper tantrum and get back some power in Washington. They haven't got a chance in the Senate, but they may possibly get something in the House. But time will tell. But that's what all of this is about. From Dr. Ford to Honduras to body slamming to you name it. Anything they can come up with will work. All right? And that's how it is today. It's pathetic. See y'all next time. Bye.